Welcome, everybody, to um, this is the second match of Losers Round 4 today. Today I am Bad Magic. I'm joined on comms today by Azerod. Our runners today are Adyn, Valley, Tardy, and Eclipse. Uh, they are all ready. I will get them started in just a moment.
And so for anyone that isn't aware, the tournament is coming to a close, and if I'm not wrong, at the end of this match, only 4 teams will be playing.
Yeah,
Are still going to be in the tournament.
Yeah, I believe that is correct.
So we can expect close game for the rest to come, or at least we can hope so.
Yep. All right, so our runners are starting. You can see it is now safe to sit on the bench. Thanks to Bench Randomizer, we have an update to Bench Orb that no longer softbox you there.
And we
Um,
have possibly the earliest Mantis Claw, not Mantis Claw, Muffin Cloak one can get. Which means that the race isn't going to have a slow start, because the runner will be able to move fast, which is very nice to see.
yeah, like first check dash is very nice. Like it doesn't open up the map too much, but it
It does open
helps
fungal
equally.
waste.
Yeah.
And to be quite frank, checking Legitor probably is not a bad thing. I had tons of
Yeah.
render where Legitor had all the checks of fungal.
Yeah. Definitely rushing shops is going to be good here. It looks like our split of majors is like pretty standard. There's a bunch in Basin, which are probably all miss. There's a couple in a city, a couple in Peaks,
Well, the
a
only thing
ton
really notable, I think, is Queen's Garden and Howling Cliffs 2. Simply because
Mm-hmm.
those area don't have that many checks, but overall it is rather standard. Even though I don't really know the stats for White Palace, but
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter because you're gonna check it all in one anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really
Yeah.
expect White Palace to have any progression or movement.
Yeah. I also see Deepness 4. I think that's a little higher than usual. Most of Deep Nest is actually pretty barren. We typically only see a couple items there.
Yeah.
So that might be another good area to go to or play.
And as I said, we can immediately see that one of the team has rushed Howling Cliffs because it is quite interesting with 2 checks, and the other team went to Legator immediately to check all the fungal checks, and turns out there were none in Legator.
Yeah, we actually have chat saying that Stagnest was at Salubra,
Yep.
and the team not checking Cliffs right now doesn't have.
Yes, Celebra had Stagnus in fact, but I'm not sure if
Oh,
uh,
wow.
I'm not even sure if Red Team bought it. I think they
Yeah,
kept some geo.
yeah, they didn't buy it, I think. So we have Claw and Swim in a shops in Dirtmouth, so hopefully the blue team won't be putting that off for too long.
Well, I can
It
see
looks,
Eclipse heading there
yeah,
right
Eclipse
now.
is going there, uh, so he should find stuff.
And
Meanwhile,
we are seeing Tardy heading to Green Path, which I hope he isn't going to try to clear out. Well, it might be the check, but it usually isn't. Oh, and Dash Slash actually just laying around in, I think, King's Path.
That's King's Pass is one of those areas for people who are unaware. Uh, King's Pass is part of Dartmouth, so that is actually quite interesting for the team that has not been there. I wonder if they'll remember to check it.
Well, at some point you're gonna finish up the checks in Dartmouth, but you have a lot of weird checks in Dartmouth that just exist, like Divine, the Egg Shop. So
Yeah,
it's kind of a weird area because you think of the shop mostly, but there are a number of more small random things. And talking about shops, Blue Team is checking Gigi, and it has Dream Nails.
Ooh,
It
Dream
has
Nail.
2 Dream Nails. Oh my god, that is highly cursed. Because eggs are not major items, obviously, and are just littered around the world. So
Yeah.
whichever teams grab some random check might find the missing eggs.
Yeah, that's something that could definitely shape the way the seed plays out. Especially since the blue team has the very early egg knowledge, they're probably incentivized to do more like random checks that just happen to be convenient.
I
Uh,
have seen 2 eggs at grubs, so you might see them getting the 20 grubs required for them. Probably
yeah,
not, but we might. And in the meantime, red team is going to be... where did they find Lantern is the question.
yeah, I missed that.
Chat.
I mean, I assume it was fungal somewhere since blue doesn't have it.
That is quite, I think it's, oh, wait, oh, but blue team got dive from, I'm pretty sure green path somewhere, so they can also enter peaks without
Yeah.
an issue.
And they've actually full cleared green path, which is kind of a rarity to see this early. There are a lot of
There are
kind of
a
like
lot of
loose
checks.
checks in green path that you can't get to without better movement.
I'm impressed by the runners at the start of the seed because we have been live for about 5 minutes and they have already knocked out 6 majors and have a lot of movement already. It's a really quick seed. It's really nice.
Yeah, this might be a short one, depending how cursed the egg locations are.
If they have to do color for eggs, well,
Yeah. I think it's certainly reasonable to be saving grubs for eggs. I think the reason you would want to do that is like the grubs are on the way in known locations, whereas the eggs can kind of be anywhere. So I think anywhere you can preview them, it's probably a good idea to take advantage of that.
yeah, it's always kind of a gamble, and sometimes you might get lucky and just get the right checks, or you might not. So it's always better to grab to say no, I don't want RNG. I want to have my guaranteed eggs.
Speaking of eggs, there's the first one for the red.
Which probably was found by Blue Team, I imagine, since they pretty much checked everything.
Yeah, it was at Shopkeeper's Key, so they'll find it shortly. Nobody wants deep focus for 6, understandable.
I actually really like the focus, but 6 is not a price I'm willing to pay.
Yeah, any charm is a hard sell for 6, to be honest.
I guess King Soul is the only one which can come up close to it. It's not really that good. We have missed so many things. Like, when did blue team get shade glue? I imagine they did in green path.
Yeah, that was green path, it looks like.
In the meantime, red team killing boulders with dash slash, because you can do it. If you didn't knew. And more eggs coming from kids. So now they can get dream mail. Well, red team doesn't know that they can get dream mail, but blue team will.
So the Tardy is heading down to Bretta. I think it is very good to rush Bretta and Manus Village when you've got Dash Claw this early. Especially with how many items are in dirt, or were in dirt. There's a real possibility
it's
we'll see
actually...
GC.
No, it isn't. Because there are still 2 dream nails. Yeah, no, he doesn't even go to Bretta. Because he doesn't have to. Dartmouth is completely checked. Oh, and Eclipse having a little of trouble and glitching into a wall with the item pickup. Unfortunate.
Valley went for underflat and missed it. Unfortunate.
Very unfortunate.
Well, I wonder
In
if
the
he'll go
meantime,
for
red
it
team-
again.
Ah.
No
Well-
more swag strats.
I'm wondering if that isn't even faster to not do underplat when I need to check the totem.
Yeah, it's ooh. So there's a dream nail.
That
The
is
other
the
dream
third
nail.
dream nail?
Yeah, third dream nail
Other
at
dream nails.
Cedar.
Which wasn't checked by blue team yet, but is soon to come, and to be quite frank, won't really change anything.
Yeah. Yeah, given where the teams are right now, I don't think that dream nail is going to matter for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about where next, right? Where do the runners are going to go next? Because City is out of reach for the most part, so they only really have resting ground and just finishing up green path and Bungle. Well, green path is finished for both teams, which is kind of incredible, honestly.
I would like to see the Deep Nest play from Tardy, I think. I feel like that would be pretty good.
Well, where can they go if they don't go to Deepest?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think that that's certainly their best choice.
Yeah.
Like probably Tardy goes to Deep Nest and Eclipse goes to Rusting. Would be my guess.
Yeah. The question I have is they don't have Lantern yet. They didn't find the Lantern check in Crossroads or Fungal, wherever it was.
Yeah, I mean, I assume Eclipse will do the Dark Room. Like, that Dark Room is pretty trivial to do if you have literally any movement.
Yeah, yeah, they
Uh,
have dashing class, so it's fine.
Interesting. So he's bailing out, buying Shaman Stone, okay. Maybe he'll head back. Interesting.
Well, finishing up some shops. It's always time to finish up some shops.
Oh, interesting.
I had completely forgotten that was a major.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, Red Team is continuing to rush through and resting ground, fighting the resting ground stag in Mount, which is
Very
one of the most
unhelpful.
useless checks you can get in Mount.
Alright.
And the was Shade Soul at Essence for... How many checks did he get in Essence? It's just... Oh my god, he got 7 check Essence.
So that's everything at Essence.
So we still have a chance for some good old Flower Quest shenanigans.
Yep.
In the meantime, Vale is checking Crown, which is understandable. We need to finish the area. There might
Yeah,
be a major.
I don't feel like he has another good place to go at this point.
Well, let's still have some fungal to check and maybe and then deepness to head towards. And it was a vengeful spirit duplicate.
Yeah, the thing I'm not sure is whether Vale has... Like, I don't remember if Vale was the one who did Fungal, so he might not have good access to Deepness Fungal, which would make this split a little bit awkward.
I'm pretty sure no one in red team has good access to deepness. Oh, they found Queen Scarlet. This is a check. Or the next one. There will be a check in Queen's Garden stack. Because there are 2 in Queen's Garden. I don't know where they got it, but it is a huge check. Because with the logic and just the fact that Queen's Garden is 2 area and then they have basically nowhere to go, there's bound to be something in Queen's Garden.
Yeah. Yeah, especially, like, I'm pretty sure they can just, like, full clear QG right now if they wanted to. Maybe not Love Key, but the rest of the stuff.
Yeah, that is about it.
Eclipse is now doing left side fungal. I believe that is where the lantern is. So I believe that that will potentially prompt them to go turn stand.
Really kind of stressful actually, because there could be a huge lead going to one of the teams if they found some incredibly important item in the area that the other teams are checking. Because right now, blue team really is not going to go to Queen's Garden at all. And red team, I think, is heading to Deepness, but is kind of late on that road. But it seemed that Queen's Garden was mostly empty. They got some Void Fragment and another major that I couldn't get. But it didn't seem to have any major progression.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I think teams are looking for wings.
Yeah. Or, well, to be quite frank, anything that could give them access to the whole right side of the map.
Yeah, actually, yeah, actually,
raised trended in the left side, the right side, sorry.
Yeah, actually, the red team has City Crest right now. Maybe that was one of their QG pickups. I think it would be quite good to use that to get into City. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it could, but you really have. It's kind of complicated because that's the thing with races where you get Dash and Claw at the very start. You can check a lot of things, and sure, maybe going to City, checking the first checks, and then maybe going to Basin may work out, or maybe all the checks are deepness. It's quite hard to to know right now because yeah, if you have City Crest, you can get basically every check. Well, not Kingdom Edge, but that's about it.
So it looks like Vale is heading that direction. I wonder if he'll be doing City Crest or Mantis Edge. I have to imagine a City Crest, given that Adyn is in Deepnest already.
Yep. Oh yeah, I just realized with only dash, actually going to Ancestral Mound is not easy. I'm wondering how a red team got there. Doesn't really matter, but
Oh yeah, I assume it was a Fireball skip to get to
well,
Crystallize.
there really are not any other option. But
Yeah.
I just realized how big of a lead red team has in terms of majors.
Oh yeah, wow.
Just I'm kind of surprised. Like, where do they come from? I get out the 2 in QG. That's quite quick to check.
Mm-hmm.
And then there is 1 in Resting Grounds. There are the 2 Cliffs check. Wait, how did blue team miss every major in Cliffs?
I wonder if they were in dark rooms, because at the time Red went to Cliffs, they had Lantern, but Blue did not.
Yeah,
So it might have been like the 2 checks in Joan Anus.
that is slightly cursed, but we have seen it in like 2 races ago. Oh, Eclipse failing Dreamnail cutscene. And in the meantime, as you predicted, red team is in fact going to city.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a big deal for them. Especially with Swim, they've also got like edge access.
I have swim off. I forgot I had it.
So, like, being here in right side is going to be huge. Like, from here they can full clear Sanctum, they can full clear Edge. There's just a lot of checks they can do that I don't think Blue Team has thought about yet.
It is a lot of checks, but not a lot of majors. Because sure, you can full clear Sanctum, but that is going to take you like 5 minutes or so, and you might get no checks from that because they might just be in pleasure. Huh? What is Vale's skin? First of all, where did he got C-Dash? Was that the...
C-Dash was at the Stag.
Yeah. And... Oh my god, his skin is just Zode flailing behind you. That is... I've never seen it. It's... very scary. And blue team finally finding Queen Station Stag. So they are probably gonna go there and do the same logic chain to go to city, etc.
Yeah, I would not be surprised to see that.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, Eclipse just has nowhere else to go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe finishing up some earlier areas or something. But
yeah.
at least I'm glad that both teams found a key tag to logic.
Yeah.
Because you can easily miss some random checks and never found that one stack that logic requires.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm actually wondering, oh yeah, that the deepness clear has been extremely raw for both teams as of right now.
Yeah.
We can see that red team didn't find anything and blue team found a single check, which is for an area so big and painful to check as deepness is very disappointing.
So one of the majors was at Stagness. It was an elegant key. I guess the blue team just left it on their first pass through, which is fair.
Yeah. Wait. Oh yeah, it was just at the stag and they didn't buy it.
Didn't want to pay because they
Yeah.
still had to do shops.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh yeah, because they hadn't made their way to Dartmouth yet. Oh, and they got Dark from somewhere. Didn't quite catch that.
Yeah. It was probably that first check-in beast down, it looks like.
Yep. Based on having the checks for deepness is slightly annoying. Let's be quite
Just a
frank.
little bit.
Because you went through the entirety of deepness and oops, it was at the very end. But there are still 2 checks in deepness, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
there might be like some conifer map at some random location. It's very hard to check all of deepness. Oh, and
Definitely.
weird play from red team going to waterways. So
I think that's not a bad play. Like, with the C dash they have, they can do like Fluke Marm and Jump Pit at least fairly easily, and those are very check dense, even if the rest of Waterways is a little bit cursed.
I'm just 2 checks in waterways. Is it really like I would? Bacon is a double-edged sword because there might be an abyss which you don't have access to, but waterways is like I think in general rule checking half of the area is a risk because you might just get nothing from it.
Yeah.
And if they want to check all of waterways, it's gonna take them a long time.
Yeah.
And if
I
they
mean,
want to check basin, well, 50-50.
yeah, I think it's very difficult to full clear Waterways though, because there's like 3 completely distinct branches. There's like the lower waterways with Fluke Marm and Junk Pit. There's left waterways, which has like the Rancid Eggs and the Soul Totem, and then there's right waterways, which is Dung Defenders and Isma's Grove. And those are all in like completely different directions. So I think it's okay to make like a quick stop and jump pit while you're here. Because you
Once again,
can't
you're just
really.
oh my god, how many rancid eggs in junk pits? But once again, you're only checking half of
I mean,
the junk
yeah,
pits.
but there's
Area. So it's equivalent to just going to basin and checking only the top half with broken vessel and the stag.
right, but unlike Basin, there's no good way to full clear waterways in one continuous route. So it's
Well, there is a
like you,
good way. It's having Dreamgate, which look at it, they just got right on cue. Good job, red team, waiting for me to call it. And we have seen, as expected, the leads of red team being lowered by a few majors, because it was mostly made of small checks left over, or just areas, quick area that were not checked. Even though they did mistakes in oh wait, no, I think they immediately rushed Dartmouth and just never checked the left side of Eclipse the first way through.
mm-hmm.
It seems more likely than they just missed Soul Totem next to Lantern, the Grim Lantern.
Yeah, that might be the case.
Might be.
Right, so blue team is halfway to the first degree now. I don't know how red team is doing on eggs, other than they got a ton in junk pit.
I think at least 6 eggs. So I think those team are actually doing rather good. Like blue team just got 2 eggs from random places, and red team got that many from junk pit. So I think eggs are common and overflowing. Everyone have eggs. It's perfect. I couldn't catch how many eggs they have in the inventory. 6 egg for red teams. So yeah, they're doing good on eggs. Which is scary, because you have no idea where you might find the eggs.
Yeah.
It's exactly like having a major be a divine, because you never know where you are going to find that fragile greens. And blue team is finally making their way into city, which is going to pay off quickly with Crystal Dash, and we'll see what they do afterwards, because that is what I'm mostly interested in. Because we have shown that red team play of going to waterways didn't pay off, so who knows what blue team might end up doing.
What they did do, I think, like maybe the junk pit play didn't pay off, but they did use their waterways access to get to right side of city where they found King Station stuff ag. And that I think is a big payoff because that allows them to have both basin and edge access.
And that was Disma's right next to the start in Blue Bay. Which,
Well,
I guess it's funny that blue team didn't check it actually, because they have fully cleared resting grounds. Well, like they have seen every check there, and haven't realized that, oh yeah, we're missing one major, what could it be?
yeah. I mean, they only just now got the C dash, the O, because they can't have gotten to progression and got their one.
Yeah. That is correct. So that is why blue seem to check it before. But I'm wondering if they are going to see it. And Eclipse is also using the Zode skin. How did I not know that skin existed? Ugh. Are we going to see some... Oh yeah, they're passing right by Glowing Womb, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, let's hope that Adyn is doing fine. Just noticed that. Should be fine. Is it fine though? Let's hope it is.
Yeah, we haven't been asked to pause yet, so I assume it's just the stream dropped for a moment.
Which isn't really surprising, but it's always... It could be really bad. But probably isn't. Yeah.
Oh, there we go, the stream is back.
And they are magically teleported all the way to Kingdom Edge, and according to...
That makes sense. They would have come from King Stag and just gone straight there, I think.
And since Kingdom Edge is somewhat full with 4 checks, it is a valid... It is rather normal to see them go there. And that's actually something I really don't have the answer to, is which side of Kingdom Edge should you check first? Should you go with the bottom route with the thousands of dives and the 420 G-Rock? Or should you go to Colo and all of that? So we have seen that red team is going to the top route, but actually really don't know which is best.
Yeah, I think it's usually better to head the top route first so you can preview combos. Because
Yeah,
that can inform whether you even need to do Oro Dive at all.
well, the thing with the top route is that you are just, previewing, you're not really finishing anything.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't really matter though, because
Since you
like
have a bench and everything.
whether you're finishing it now or later, if it's a thing you need to finish it eventually, and if it's not a thing, you probably need to preview it at some point anyway, because there's checks and hive that you would like to avoid if you can.
Yep, the good old Hive Knight check. And in the meantime, we can see both team continuing to go in different direction, with red team continuing into waterways, while blue team is actually doing the city checks and going to Sanctum, which is interesting in its own right. Well, did they? Oh, yeah. Well, I think their point of view is, well, where else can we go? So
Oh,
it
that's
might.
huge. Adyn found the wings at Pale Lurker Idol, where blue team has not been anywhere near Edge yet.
Yeah. Well, it's at least not a dash, right? It's not like they
Yeah,
found dash and that blue team just cannot go there. So that's at least something, but yeah, Eclipse has some catching up to do
yeah.
in order
Depending
to
on
find
the
it.
depending on the seed, wings is certainly not the worst thing you could be late to. Uh, but like as we saw in the races yesterday, like wings can matter, and having the wings earlier uh,
Yeah,
gives you enough incremental advantage, or can easily give you enough incremental advantage that you'll just win.
obviously. Even to be quite frank with this seed, well, you have a couple of checks in fungal waste. Maybe a check in deep. No, you don't have a wing locked check in deepness. So you have, but you don't really need it for peaks. You need it for White Palace, but you're not gonna go there quickly anyway. So it's not huge. I think that finding how's it called, King's Brand in Kingdom Edge would have actually been worst for blue team.
Yeah, that's potentially true.
Because
So
no team is going to check Basin without King's Brand, and there are 4 items there, so it doesn't even matter what they are, but just having King's Brand and going to a base is gonna give you some majors quickly. Even though right now they have full movement, basically, so there are not really any major you want to get except wings.
yeah, red team still doesn't know about the dream nails at Egg Shop.
I think they do. I think they do.
No, because Valentin just checked Bretta and then left, I believe. Uh, or maybe they knew
They
and
just
forgot about it.
Yeah, they're just autopiloted to Breda, but I've seen them going to Egg Shop and look at it. So I imagine they know
Okay.
they have 2 Dreamland there, but just didn't make the counted to checks, I guess. in the meantime, red team is going to finish up Fungal, which obviously had the one check missing in Fungal Core. That's actually one of the things it's stupid that with QOL allowing for slow bulls, we might have seen some team try the slow bull to Fungal Waste, which is fairly-ish consistent,
Yeah.
which would have been incredibly funny to see, but
Yeah. Under default QOL settings, you can't do slope ball though, so it's not allowed in this tournament.
oh, it's not allowed. Oh yeah, because QOL is mandatory, basically. And in the meantime, red team is dashing violently through the floor 1,000 times in a row to get that one totem, which was a truncate chest. Incredible.
And breaking the 420 Geo rock is certainly a respectable play.
Well, they don't really need the money, but it's just, 15 seconds. Come on.
Yeah. You gotta do it for the content sometimes.
Exactly. And red team found another deepness check, which blue team had already found ages ago. Okay, I'm actually. Did blue team forget about Dung Charm being at Salubra?
They might have.
Because I didn't catch any of them buying it, so I don't know as of yet.
Yeah,
And the meantime, red team is also checking Crossroads. Look this for free. Look this for free is actually. Oh yeah, see, just equipped it. Look this is interesting.
So Adyn is doing Nosk. I think with the checks left in deepness, that is good, if not guaranteed major. I've not been paying super close
I think
attention.
they might be missing. No, they probably got Cornifer. Yeah, they got both Cornifer maps.
Yeah.
So this probably does.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a guaranteed the last major. I think they've done everything else.
And in the meantime, blue team is making their way into waterways, possibly going to left city and right city, and edge. Yeah, I think that's where they're going, seeing that Eclipse is just leaving away Flukmarm and everything related to it. And in the meantime, red team have found themselves checking basin without Kingsbrand.
Yeah,
which is never something you want to do, but
I think it's all right. Like, you can get a couple reasonable checks and a bench down here. It's also entirely possible that Kingsbrand is here in basin.
Obviously, or it could be in waterways. They didn't. Did they finish waterways? They did finish waterways. And maybe we should take a look at the right of the screen and what is going on. How did red team get an 8? Yeah, 8 major league.
I think just like making the play to go to right side city via waterways early has really paid off for them. Like, they have
I don't think that blue team. Like, what was blue team doing in that time, right? Like, I didn't see blue team going slowly, and red team didn't really find anything that made them go faster. So the question still stands: is red team just faster moving through the rooms, having more optimal path, or did really the routing make a big difference?
I think it's probably a bit of to be honest. Like, Adyn and Valentin have very, very clean movement. Um, I also think that the routing plays a factor. Like, Red has gotten basically everything in Edge, and meanwhile, like, Blue was doing like Sanctum and finding nothing.
Yeah, I think that overall City should just be left until the very end. Similarly to like Green Path, for example. Like you never want to check Green Path early because it's just gonna take you half the ramp. And Eclipse's King's brand was found by the raid team at some point, at some time. When was that?
I am not sure.
Chats? Because
Spire had a bunch. Watcher Spire.
oh
So,
my god, that is ugh, today is going to be rough for blue team to catch up on that because they're not even checking edge right now, which that for sure is a misplay on their part. Like you need to, in that case where 4 checks in Kingdom Edge, 4 check in Basin, you don't have King's Brand, so only less than a half of the Basin checks are available to you. I
yeah,
actually counted them, and there are like 19 check totals in Basin, and 8 of them are not in Abyss. So
apparently Brand was in Edge forever ago. So another reason why the Edge play is paying off.
yeah, oh my
Yeah,
god, is blue team gonna check? Oh, we actually see a climb from red team.
yeah.
Very nice. Always nice to see a good climb. Good music. Everything.
Yeah, I have to agree that going to Basin before Edge in this scenario is a huge misplay by the blue team.
Yeah, because you really have. If they didn't have dive, I would have understood it. But they have dive, so they can fully clear
Mm-hmm.
Basin. No, no, nothing. So yeah, really a misplay, and there might even do last skin and lose a bunch of time on it too.
Yeah, that would certainly be unfortunate. Although, I guess you could make an argument that with the gear they have, Broken Vessel and Lost Can are kind of pushovers.
Yeah,
Um,
but it's still some time lost. It's not as bad as doing Soul Tyrant, which is just
mhm.
incredibly long because it's Soul Tyrant.
Yeah, if there is an item here, it could definitely be a payoff. Oh, because I think often this is one of the last things you do in base.
Yeah, because it's just you have to C dash all the way across, do the whole Morlock section and everything, so it's a bit slow.
Okay, so Adyn is going to Egg Shop. Is that enough for both Dream Nails or just the one? Guess we'll find out. Okay, it's just one. I imagine they're going to balance the last Dream Nail to get to balance, which is probably a very decent plan for this whole thing.
And in the meantime, blue team finally finishing up Queen's Guard. Which they could have done ages ago. Well, this race really isn't going to be close in the end,
Yeah.
because blue team still haven't found wing, which is oof. They're about 15 minutes late in this one, if not more. So it is a bit
Yeah.
rough.
The dupe settings in this tournament are actually very interesting. Like the fact that there is only one awareness, I think makes it more punishing to be missing lanes.
Yeah.
Uh,
But, well, yeah, the duplicate obviously isn't logic, so it might not help, but with a start with Glow and Dash really quickly, you're obviously gonna find wings as well. And yeah, this is I'm very surprised that no one in blue team has made the call to, hey, maybe we should get to edge.
yeah,
Because Eclipse is still seeing some new stuff, and look at that. Tardy has to slowly make his way into,
oof.
and then you could have Crystal Dash through all of that, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I think fortunately, Eclipse is going to find the King Stag before Tardy gets too deep into City. But I think it's still going to be a bit of a time. Because if I'm remembering right, that was at Gorgeous Husk, and Eclipse is doing such a first.
Yeah. And did we also? I think we really cursed we really influenced the match because we were talking about the Hive Knight check having a major. Well, guess what? Well, it's a
That
50.
way. Yep. Did we see Hornet 2 from that? Or are they doing Hive first?
They took the bench, that is for sure, but I'm pretty sure they did not fight her.
That is interesting. I think on average it's slightly better to do Hornet 2 before Hive. Like, there's less checks. Oh, but the Hive play is paid off. Don't even need to do Hive.
Yep.
Yeah. On average, I think it's better to do Hornet first just because it's faster. But we certainly saw the payoff there.
And blue team finally making their way into edge.
Yep.
But it's much, much too late. Like, that is a huge lead.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, to the surprise of no one, upper brackets is upper brackets. And people coming from upper brackets do not have time to waste. They are here to win. And, well, they really show a complete mastery of the matchup over blue team.
And of course we say, as we say that, we see Adyn attempting to break a wall with Flute Mist, which doesn't work. But yeah, even the best players sometimes mess up a little.
I had a game where Hot Spring tried was at how is it called? Weaver's Den with Fluke Nest equip and no Shriek. So it was a bit of an embarrassing situation to check the chest because well you need to break the wall. And how do you do so? Well, you C-dash 3 times to get there. And some nice Pass of Pain action. Obviously, 2 checks in White Palace. You have to do Path of Pain.
Yep. Yeah, I assume I didn't see them, but I assume they previewed the King. That's
Well,
one of the majors.
if they did or if they didn't, either way, they're gonna check.
Yeah.
We can
The
actually see
reason
a lot of checks in Path of Pain. I feel like.
yeah, the reason I mention about the King's Fragment is this because if you know it's a major, you should go there first because you're gonna have to go there anyway, and maybe the other thing is just at the totem and you can skip all of Path of Pain. I'm assuming they know that strat. So I'm assuming they checked the King's Fragment and saw it was nothing before going.
And Red Team is also doing Failed Champions, so really the Crossroads was hard to clear. This is the least to say. And I'm actually wondering if anyone is going to get nail upgrades. Well, because for now, the new player have, but we'll see. It's always the very last thing you do.
Alright, and there's an elevator path and Path of Pain.
And we see him benching immediately, so... Wait, did I finish White Palace? Oh yeah.
Yep, that was the last item. So yeah, from there I would really like to see I would really like to see them go check the vessel. I guess they've also found they found another egg, and I think they're trying to get another egg at Grubs. Sure.
Oh, that is a bit rough. It's just, well, yep, you did 10 eggs. It's the maximum you can get. Do you want 10 eggs? No? Well, you better get some grubs.
Yeah, so they were one grub short. They'll get their 10th egg here shortly. And that will get them the dream nail. Interesting.
No, unfortunately, I'm missing more grubs.
So just setting a dream gate. Yeah, so meanwhile, Valentin found an item at Crossroads Vessel that is about what I expected.
That major was locked. Wait, why there? Oh, yeah.
What are you doing, Valentin? You can't GG yet.
Yeah. Okay.
So. Okay.
And Vale does. Oh no, he doesn't know.
No,
so
I think it's fine.
You should do that. Fluke Nest doesn't do damage to THK.
Oh no.
Unless he's in the air. So right now, you see Vale doing the maximum DPS possible to Pure Vessel, to THK, and not doing any damage at all. And switching to Shriek after being very confused about the whole situation. Okay. So somebody probably explained to him, but that is... Yep. Cherry spaghetti there.
Alright, yeah, so... looks like they found another grub. Adyn took the bench, dream gated out, and got the check, and now is starting to play.
And in the meantime, blue team hasn't found wings.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like the race at this point is no longer going to be can blue team finish before red team finishes. It will be can blue team find wings before red team finishes, which is a little unfortunate.
That said, the match has been incredibly quick.
Yeah, this was definitely very fast.
A 1 hour race is not that uncommon. It's still fast.
Yeah, especially with the extra settings we have, the races tend to take a bit longer.
Yeah, well, Elevator Pass really didn't matter in the seeds, and I'm pretty sure Red Team just never never had to check any Dream Bus, or maybe like Marmu, but they never did like Soul Tyrant or anything like that.
Yeah.
Which is a bit unfortunate on blue team side, you could say, because well, they checked all of Sanctum and all the items were Warship Spiral. But on the other side, when you can have access to Kingdom Edge and Basin, you don't go into Sanctum. That's just. And in the meantime, we can see Nail cancel through rounds and bullshit happening on that poor agents. I'm pretty sure she just took 3 health bar in that phase. Just extremely
So, Eclipse found the wings for people gambling on whether blue will find wings first. There's your answer. Meanwhile, Valentine has GG'd and Adyn is starting to climb.
Oh my god, I really hope to the bottom of my heart that Eclipse and Tardy understood that they played slowly and they doesn't come as like that huge.
Yeah.
But I have to say that this race reminds me a lot of the first match I played when we were facing Adyn and Vale, obviously, and got destroyed by like 20 majors. Which is what kind of fun is happening here. And the race took 50 minutes, top to bottom, which I believe is the fastest in the journey.
Well.
So yeah, I think it's time for interview
Yep.
now.
See if folks are down to interview.
Yep, that is rough. It's a rough loss for blue team because it's oof.
Hello.
Hello. Did we
Everyone?
Hello, GG.
GG? Yeah, we're not finishing for another like 45 minutes. So what did we miss?
How much do you have left?
13.
13.
Oh god.
Yeah, so what happened was Red Team made a very good play of taking their waterways access into right side city very early. And then finding the King Station stag there allowed them to split edge where you just found wings and basin.
Yeah, that's what we just were doing. So I think we're just behind on that, like by I assume half an hour.
Yeah,
Well,
and then yeah,
in
it
general,
just kind of
yeah.
opened up from there.
Yeah.
I just looked at the stream. And you have wings in your recent items. I'm so sorry for you.
Yeah,
I've just done.
Yeah,
we're commenting on which team would if red team was going to finish first or blue team was going to find wings. We didn't really knew what was going to happen first.
What was your waterways access? Was it because we used City Quest to get in?
Same. We went City Crest and then took a simple key down.
Oh, okay. So you just did it earlier.
Yeah, as soon as we got City Crest, I think within 2 minutes I was in City. That was like City 4, I think, or City 3. In any case, that's very good to get.
And then with the basin and the edge, that was go over there.
Can you say shoutouts to Soul Sanctum just not wanting to exist in this tournament?
I was like, I'm gonna go do Spire because Sanctum was trash this whole tournament. The Spire was stacked, and like, look at
But
this.
it's just the one exception. My soul tyrant wasn't for nothing. It wasn't
What was it? Soul Tyrant.
nothing. There was nothing in Sanctum. It was all rubbish.
Yeah, it was a bit unfortunate seeing blue team checking city and just leaving the wings, the King's brand,
Yeah.
edge. And I think it was especially painful when you went into basin
Instead
without
of
King's
Edge.
brands.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
it was
At
the
edge waiting with everything there.
oh,
But to be honest, it wasn't only routing in a really broad way. I think red team just played faster. They
Yeah.
just got the check they
panicking for a
needed.
lot of it as well. Yeah.
For example, they
Oh.
checked geeks. You had one item in crown, for example, and they just check it the
Oh, I
first time
forgot
they
to
went
check Crown.
through.
Oops. I just forgot.
And same with, for example, Howling Cliffs. You did 2 trip there.
Yeah.
And they only did 1. And it's just things like that. And in the end, it just adds up minutes and minutes. And wouldn't you know it, they go into city like maybe 5 minutes ahead of you, just heading into city. And so obviously they then faster get into edge, get wings, just
Yeah.
snowballed all the way.
Yeah, I think we did well this race. So
Well, really,
it
just
felt really quick, but also worth to note that this seed was like incredibly uncontent compared to yesterday.
Mhm.
well, yeah, that is correct. There wasn't any flower quest, any colos.
Yeah, no GPZ, no Dream Boss, nothing.
And also, we didn't even have to say better because we knew Dirtmouth was clear.
And you did so. You,
Yeah,
I
the
think
thing is,
red team checked Bretta, just completely autopiloted to her.
No, we
Even
did
though
that.
both of us
No,
forgot about the jump it thing, the GG things. Both of us
yeah,
forgot.
we did Bretta because I'm a moron and I forgot that 2 Dreamness mean 2 majors.
Yeah.
That's why we checked Bretta.
Can we get bad magic to generate more seeds? I like that early dash.
Yeah, actually, the seed was, well, it's complicated because you had early movement, which was nice, like you didn't walk half the map. But on the other side, you had no access to city, kingdom edge, basin, waterways for
Yeah.
so long. You
Yeah,
had
like
to
before.
get city crest.
Yeah, I think the way I got to Edge was from King Station, and before we got that, the plan was while I was going to go through Dunk Defender and go to Edge that way, because we couldn't
Yeah.
think of any better way there.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah. And I think
I'm gonna die.
that's why personally I really don't like randomizing elevator pass because it can just lock
Okay,
you
6.
into the left side of the map
Oh,
unless
I
you
died on
take
I
it.
died on 68. That's 1 away from nice. I'm sad.
Oh, sad.
Huh.
Well, anyway, that was
Well,
a
yep,
great
thank-
race from both team. I think just
Yep.
thanks
making
everyone.
it all the way here is impressive enough.
We're happy.
Yeah, I am really happy with where we ended up. It's definitely more than I expected.
Yep.
I guess it's top 6, right?
Yep. Top 6.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't really have any lesson to tell coming from someone in top 16 now.
Yep. Well, thanks
Ah,
everyone.
well, thank you very much.
Thanks for playing. Thanks for watching.
GG's, good luck
you.
in your next matches.
Good luck.
The
Thanks,
next
everyone.
matches,
GG.
the matches coming up are
Yeah.
not one you want to miss because, my God, every team is just so good.
And we got the
be
no
amazed.
content seed out the way, so
Now the seed are always going to have Flower Quest, Path of Pain to the very end.
Yeah.
Both colors, all those very 2-hour long seeds. The one we like.
Definitely.
So I guess this is a wrap then. Goodbye to everyone.
bye bye, GG.
Uh,
GG. See ya.